Wait 1 second, making sure I'm recording. I should be recording now. Okay, hello and welcome back to VTuber Connect. Hopefully you are all doing okay today and staying safe. So, I've not played this since the 3rd of January. I know it's been quite a long time. I've had it on my list to record for a while, and I keep having to put it back every once in a while, so I am making sure I get it done today. The last day, but I think it's now the 1st of April now. But it should be up for use in the morning. So, let's continue on. Making sure I'm recording. After some time, I feel Makoto perk up her head. Should we get going now? Isn't it near the time that we agreed to meet your sister? I think we still have some time, but I guess we should get there first, so she doesn't have to wait for us, I suppose. Sorry, sometimes I read too far ahead of the actual writing I'm reading. Alright, let's get ready to go then. I wait for Makoto to get up, so that she's no longer leaning on me, but she doesn't move. I think you need to get off first, me first. I am having trouble finding the motivation to get up. Help. Eh? What am I supposed to do here? I don't know. Do something. I contemplate for a moment before deciding on something I might regret. I place my hands on Makoto's waist and start tickling her. Makoto immediately makes a sound that I've never heard from her before and jumps up. She turns around, her face red, with what I assume is both anger and embarrassment. You really want to get smacked, don't you? Even if it was, well, even if it will make her angrier, I'm unable to contain my laughter at her reaction. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I accept my punishment. What should it be? Maybe I'll have you commit seppuku. Or maybe I'll ban you from my stream. Whoa. I take the seppuku. Thank you very much. Huh? Wouldn't you not be able to watch my stream if you're dead? It's about the message. Sure. Okay. Let's go before I actually decide to smack you. Yes, ma'am. VTuber Connect. You know what? I did not think this game would be this long, right? When I first started this, I thought, you know, this won't be that long. You know, it'll be a few episodes, like maybe 5 at least. And then I thought it was just got to wrap up as like some kind of love story. But it really has, like, you know, what do you call it? It is a true love letter to VTubers, that's what I will definitely say. It may not hit all of the targets, but, you know, it hits, you know, quite a lot. And also I really love these little plant pots here, little cat ones. I have a little bonsai tree, and I finally figured out why it grown like some white stuff at the bottom of its base. Turns out I've been overwatering it, so I had to stop watering it so much. I didn't even know that it was overwatering. I originally thought it might be mold, but then it turns out it's just a fungi that comes when it's been overwatered, like a plant that's been overwatered. So that was actually, you know, pretty okay. I was ready to get the vinegar out for the white, you know, white stuff if it ever spread up onto the leaves. But no, it's one of those fungi that just appear when it's overwatered. Makoto and I arrive at the restaurant a bit earlier, and then agreed upon time. After calling my sister to inform her that we're here, Makoto and I grab a table. I'm kinda nervous. Pretty sure that'll go away. Once you meet her, she's pretty easy to talk to. And I'm not just saying that because I grew up with her. She's able to make friends pretty easily. I see. What about you, Nen? We don't talk about that. Makoto and I chat for a bit before I notice Yukini coming over to our table. Sorry I'm late. I got caught up in some traffic. No, you're fine. We didn't wait that long. Yukini gasps as soon as she notices Makoto. Hello. You must be Shoma's sister. Yukini immediately takes a seat next to Makoto and starts embracing her. You're Makoto. You're so much more adorable than I expected. So I don't typically hug people right after I meet them, but I know you and Shoma have been through a lot. Just call me Yoko. No need for any formalities. Whenever, I hear Yoko, all I think about is the yolk of an egg. Makoto is startled by the sudden smothering of affection. She's flailing her arms, unsure what to do. After a few seconds, Yukini lets go of Makoto. If there's anything I can help you with, please don't hesitate to ask. Thanks. Yukini, you're scaring her. Sorry. I really do want to thank you though, Makoto. You've done so much for Shoma. I really can't thank you enough. He's the one who's done so much for me, and I should thank you as well for being a pillar of support for him. Well, Shoma has clung to me ever since he was a little boy. This is false. More like you dragged me everywhere with you. Makoto, why don't I tell you about the times that Shoma clung to me when we were young? Stop. Interesting. Tell me more. You too? Don't encourage her. Well, there was this time Shoma and I went to. Yukini began telling stories of our childhood, with the context that I was always attached to her. She would conveniently leave out parts where I would be forced to tag along. All my objections were immediately shut down as expected. This continued for a bit until we got our food. Wow, Shoma, you sure were a clingy kid, weren't you? You're having the time of your life right now, aren't you? Makoto burst out laughing, almost choking on the bite that she was swallowing. Yukini seemed to be amused at Makoto's disregard for keeping up appearances, as I was. Even now, he's still like that. He's always wants me to pat his head. What other lies are you going to tell? I'm not surprised. Even today, just before we arrived, he tried to get physical and intimate with me. Intimate with me. Why are you saying it in a way that's so easily misunderstood? Come on, Shoma. You need to control yourself. You two are having way too much fun. Hehe. Sorry. It really does make me happy to see how far you've come, though. Just over a week you would have scoffed at trying to meet new people. But now I can tell you and Makoto have really come a long way together. It almost feels like you two can take on anything together. Think we're a long ways away from reaching that point. Yeah, I'm not sure either of us know exactly where to go from here. Nothing wrong with that. You're both smart, kind people. I'm sure the answers will come to you in time. I sure hope so. If it makes you feel better, I'm still figuring things out myself. That's supposed to make us feel better or worse? Most people would think that working adults have their lives figured out. Maybe some do out there. But I have my fair share of clinging to the past and wandering aimlessly. It's just that as an adult, I've expected to use most of my day doing things try and provide for myself, while I also figure things out. That sounds depressing. Sorry. It's not all too bad. That bad? You don't have to worry about that, though. There's plenty to appreciate in the current moment. That's true. Shoma, could you give us a few minutes? There's something I want to talk to Makoto about. Oh, sure. Guess I'll use the restroom. Thanks, it won't take long. I get up from the table and make my way to the restroom. I wonder what she wanted to talk to Makoto about. I guess there's no point in thinking about that. I'm sure there are plenty of things they could talk about that they wouldn't want me hearing. After a few minutes, I make my way back to the table. Makoto and Yukini are both smiling. Are you two done? Or should I walk around? You're good, you can sit down. I assume you're not going to tell me what you were talked about? Definitely not. Yeah, I figured. Wasn't much. Let's just call it some girl talk. Right. Hehe. Well, I think I have to get going soon. I know it's been short, but I got some things to take care of. That's alright. Thanks for coming. It was nice to meeting you. Oh, you as well. I'll be leaving town tomorrow, so it might be a bit until I see you two again. Shoma, Makoto, I know life can be tough, but I truly believe that our greatest strength as people is the connections we make and the bonds we form with others. Neither of you are alone. Please don't forget that. Thanks. We won't forget. Great. Now, both of you, give me a hug before I go. Yukini gave each of us a hug before going to pay the bill. After paying, she said one last goodbye to us before leaving. Your sister's quite the character. She is, isn't she? Here and gone like a storm. Do you want to get going? Sure, back to your place. Is there still work that needs to be done? No, there's a few things I need to rehearse, but I can do them on my own time tonight. Overall, we're basically done. Oh, that's great, Nan. Yeah, want to stop by the bench before you head back? Sure. Thanks, let's go. VTuber Connect. The beach, not a bench. A red bench. I was gonna say, have we seen a bench? The only bench that I remember is from like that park that we went to at the very start of the game. Makoto and I walk across the shore. The sounds of the ocean, waves in the air. Stars decorate the night sky. The night sky really is beautiful here, isn't it? Yep. That's why I love taking walks here at night. Actually, took inspiration for the design of mana here. I was actually guessing that was the case. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's particularly unique, but when I look at the sky, there are so many beautiful stars out there. They all have varying degrees of brightness, and there are also so many out there that aren't visible to the naked eye. Yeah, here's a fact for you. Einstein in, I think it was during the World War II. Yeah, during World War II, had to get his invention tested in America at I think it was California observatory, and it was either there or somewhere else. But they had this invention that blocked out the sun, so you could see the stars behind it to prove that there are stars beyond the sun area, and that is what was proved. Even though you could have just waited going round, but still, it was never proved at the time. So it was finally proved when Einstein invented, the thingy, and then I'm not doing a very good job explaining it. I learned about this a year ago, so it's been a little while, so the knowledge is a bit rusty. But that's just a little bit of history for you. But I think that's okay. We all find meaning in our lives in our own way, and we also assign meaning to things in our own way. People find it in themselves to assign meaning to even the dimmest of stars. Not every star has to be as bright as those that make up the most well-known constellations. There's someone out there that'll notice the lonely star even in the deepest corner of the sky. Yeah, I like looking at stars even though they're not very bright a lot of the time. I became Mana in hopes that I could be a star that people can find hope and happiness in, no matter how bright I shine. And that maybe I can eventually become a star that's able to shine bright. And maybe I could find my own meaning. And you know what? I think I was able to find it. I really am happy to hear that. I really living in the current moment as a VTuber. VTubers have only recently became a thing, and I have no idea what the future holds as one. This may just be a slitten page in the entire story of my life. But right now I love what I do, and I want to keep doing it despite all the hardships that come with it. It's not something I want to ever give up, even though I know it will have to end eventually. Even when I no longer shine, I want people to know that I'm still out there, somewhere in the night sky, doing my best. I want people to remember that I was someone that was able to bring at least a bit of hope and happiness to their lives. The connections that we form, the happiness that we share, the memories that we create. VTubing really is amazing, isn't it? It really is. Despite all the hardships and the negative thoughts and feelings that can come from VTubing, for both the VTuber and the fans, I don't regret my experiences at all. There's just something special about it that lets me unhappily, I cannot say this word, unabashedly and wholeheartedly enjoy and support someone. There's a unfiltered, sentimental and heart at the core of VTubing that just feels so natural. Yeah, you're completely right. People are brought together by these similar interests, and VTubers are able to express themselves in the way that they want. We're able to form so many different kinds of amazing connections, whether it be between VTubers, between VTuber and viewers, or between viewers. We're all able to come together. I'm gonna redo that. We're all able to come together and become something greater. We're able to accomplish amazing things. I go to walks towards the water, and reaches out towards the night sky. She stares out at the infinite array of stars for a few seconds before turning back to me. Hey, Sean. Yeah. I really do love VTubing. Yeah. There's something I want to tell you and ask of you. But let me save it for after the anniversary stream. Will you hear me out tomorrow? After the stream? At this location? Of course. Thanks. I need to head back so that I can do some final checks and rehearsing. Good night, Shoma. Good night. Makoto returns, not reruns. I started reading re, and it turned into run. Makoto returns one last smile before the night, before heading back towards the direction of her place. I think I've been able to find my own meaning as well, Makoto. Tomorrow's when it all happens, eh? Oddly, I'm not feeling as nervous as I was before. I take one last look at the beach before turning to head back to my apartment. Right now, I can only look back at the events of last week with gratitude. My life really has been turned upside down. But I've been able to find someone truly precious to me. VTuber Connect. And that's where I will leave it all. I do apologise for having to leave it off there. But hopefully you cannot speak. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, safe, hope to apple, maybe with some marshes, sneak with the vitamins, very important. And bye bye, see you next time, have a nice day, bye bye.